Hope you're doing well. We'll look at the QDB scores. We've got a good score in the EU, a terrible score in UC, but the thing is, you wouldn't want to be trading the dollar CAD now because we're coming up to the ADR 20, so there's no much gas left in the tank. Likewise with Aussie CAD, we've exceeded the ADR, so be careful. Looks like a stop run. I just put something into Discord saying what I'm going to be doing with the Aussie, and the reason, well, the rationale for my approach is going to be based on the bubble, and it's going to be based on this Aussie bubble. And what should happen is that these guys are going to get squished and stopped out, and once they've got stopped out en masse, that Aussie bubble is going to start moving. Once it starts moving, I'm going to be looking to buy. I guess you can call it a retracement. All right, so this is like punishment zone, and I suppose this is a punishment zone as well, but they've gone really long, and it depends on how big their pockets are. They'll probably have to exit. If you look at some of the Aussie crosses, they're really falling, so I'd imagine they should be getting stopped out. So as soon as the Aussie bubble starts moving, I'm going to be looking to buy Aussie. We have to remember it does correlate well with risk appetite, and we have to remember on our dashboard, it tells us that the herd are going long over time. Okay, so the big picture is that the net short, but they're reducing that bias. Okay, so that's a bit tricky. So that's helping with the Aussie weakness, is the fact that risk appetite is souring a little bit, and by doing so, the risky currency such as the Aussie is going to depreciate. Right, so in an ideal world, we were risk ons, we're green, 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 but we're red here. So, and the fact that the herd are long Aussie, that's like a double whammy for the Aussie, really. So we'll have to wait and see. Perhaps I might look at looking to buy Aussie tomorrow. Today should be enough just to squeeze them out of their positions. Once they're out, then it's going to be a good time to enter. All right, so be careful if you're long Aussie, because they're long as well. The herd are long, right, and also short CAD. So Aussie CAD, you know, we can see the price performance. There we go. See, that's based on the bubble alone. So Aussie CAD, yeah, this one. Aussie Swiss is down a lot as well. We've added Aussie Swiss. That wasn't here yesterday. It is on here now. If there's any currency pairs you want added, just let me know. And let's look at the indices. I'll actually tell you about the robot. Drag this across, double click, and hopefully it loads my full screen. Right, so this is how we're positioned. We got rid of a chunk of trades, which is good. We had pound Swiss trades, they all went into loss. We've got the S&B today, and we've got the BOE. So that obviously explains a lot of the volatility that we encountered. But we have to remember those pound Swiss trades were the old method. So this is the old method, the weakest and strongest score. Then we included a retracement aspect. And then what we've done is the third little thing that we've done a direction plus retracement. Okay, so this hasn't got the direction logic. This has got the direction and retracement. So this is the new, the latest method that we're going to be using. And you see our trading stops are kicked in, which is nice. And we won't make any more changes to the robot now. We had a bulk of testing on the logic, and now we've got the retracement and directional code written into the robot. So we should be fine. And we'll just have to see how we go. So I suppose ideally we get rid of these, get rid of those, and then we can just really focus on the new directional and retracement logic there. And then that's so it should be fine. Before the trades, we just threw trades at MacTrader 4 to see if it was going to get the trading stop, which isn't really that intelligent. We want to have like some directional aspect, especially if we can capture the retracement. So if you need me to explain that, I did make a video about the retracement and why we want to get a better entry. And this logic here is doing that. Is potentially, we'll see over time in our profits. So Right, so gold, they are selling it, but it's slight. Okay, so could be a good support still, and that's where our SLC was, a stop loss cluster, and it really pumped. So you would have done quite well. I managed to TP, quite nice profit, and I mean you could have let it come up, and then you could have got to your break even, but it's not really. You need to know when to TP, which is something that I need to do a little bit more. I need to know when to TP to take profit, and I should have done it on Aussie, and I let it come all the way down, and it didn't come to my break even, but it actually went to my stop loss, which is like one of the worst things that you can do. If it really pumps and dumps, then if you allow it to go all the way back down to your stop loss, it's quite a bit of a gut punch. So on Monday, I'm going to be taking Monday off, just so you guys know, and I'm going to be looking at my trading plan. I need to revise that, just so I don't make that mistake again. And I think I probably thought that the Aussie was going to continue higher, and I actually disregarded the bubble. I saw the bubble gravitate right, but I chose to ignore it, and that was really stupid. Okay, so I definitely need to take Monday off. I'm going to revise my trading plan to include don't disregard the bubble and know when to take profit as well. So that's a good trade for us. We did all right. It was a good entry, and admittedly 1940 was the TP, but we didn't quite get there, but we came close. It was quite a lot of profit there, and so that's the trade. And they might sell it over time. We'll have to wait and see. Um, if we fall, it might probably should convince them that we're going to fall, because they started to sell it here, and they have actually they're getting paid a little bit on gold just the last 2 hours. So I have to wait and see. And euro, I suppose we can just look at, and I'll show you what I mean. So there. If we come to, well, I could show you the daily, but we'll stick to the hourly because I have to change it back for the indices. But they had sold it, right? We have pumped since, and with any luck, they're going to hold on to that bias. Looks like they probably are. They really shorted it there. Can you see? That's the support box. So it might be we're going to come down to 109.34 ish, but we probably shouldn't really, because it would mean that these guys who sold it, I mean, they got punished. But if it comes down to their break even, it might be okay. That might be something that might happen. But it'd be quite frustrating if it did. We need this to continue higher because we've got a long trade on this that I published into Discord. So let's look at indices, and I'll wrap up. DAX, this is fine. We should be falling because they've gone long, so we can draw another box. Yeah, here-ish, I guess. It's definitely always hard to map, but here's one. We just put one there, I guess. And so they'd gone long, so price fell. Okay, so it's really easy to grasp. It's just a case of getting that entry, which is difficult. Here's another one. Oh no, we mapped it, didn't we? Yeah, so they started to go long here. We've really fallen a lot, actually. It's quite scary. So that's that. So remember, this is a good support. Yeah, we're breaking it now. So this hour is going to be really important. The next couple of hours potentially, but this 15,915 level, it needs to hold. So I've got multiple respects there. Okay. And S&P, and see they've started to go long, right? So we made a box, start to go long, start to go long, and this is why our risk calculation is off at the 24-hour difference, because it tells us that the herd are going long, and that's why we risk off. Okay, that's how it's measured. If they sell it, we should be coming up, and they're currently buying it, and that's why we're coming down, and that's why our risk calculation is really powerful. And then that's it. So we'll probably, like I said, into Discord, if we break this support, then they're probably going to have to really think about selling it. And once they've sold it en masse, then we'll come up and we'll test that resistance. So I'm going to wrap up now because it's a slightly longer video than normal, and just have to see how we go. Don't forget we've got BOE, we've got S&B, and I think what I'm going to do with the Aussie is that I'm going to be looking to buy it, but we need that to come off the extremes. They've gone really long, Aussie, and you don't really want to be buying if the dumb money are really long as well. We want them to get stopped out, and we'll see that Aussie bubble moves. Remember, it's moved 19%. Okay, so that's quite a great deal. And if it moves this way, it tells us that it gets stopped out, and then you're looking to long. But ideally, you'd want the Aussie bubble down here before you start buying. And there's the euro there as well. So that's it. I'll wrap up now. I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. And then don't forget, I've got Monday off as well.